Boys, today we're going to follow the career of Shedeur Sanders. And we're going to see what happens. Now, I'm taking over as the Browns, and we're going to make sure he's a starting quarterback. But I'm not working on contracts other than his 4-year, contract he has as a rookie. After that, if the Browns want to let him go, they're going to let him go. I'm letting the CPU take care of all that because I just want to see how this goes. So starting off right away, we do have updated rosters. We do have updated schedules as well. So I go to team schedule. This is the updated schedule for the Cleveland Brownies. We also do have league schedule. And also, I don't know why. Hold up. Why is my screen so bright? Let me, there we go. That was weird. But you can see we have updated team schedules, stuff like that. So it's all updated. I created my little own start today mod situation. So let's go to adjust lineup. And here's what we're rocking with. So we're going to have Shedeur as our starter for this whole entire video. Okay, let me go back here. We have Judkins. We also have Simpson on here. I mean, across the board, I don't know how this is going to go for the Brownies because the Brownies, they're an interesting team, but we got Mason Graham, we got Myles Garrett. So, all updated portraits, updated everything. Let's start off week 1. Alright, lost to the Bengals. Not surprising. I am a Bengals fan, so, it is what it is. Now, every time I've done Madden videos with Shedeur Sanders, he always does really bad. I don't know why. He just doesn't have good seasons or good stats, so so far they're 0-7. They're 0-7 with Shedeur Sanders. 9 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Wow. Yeah, so 26th ranked offense so far. What are they defensively? 21st. To be honest with you, that's definitely not the greatest stat line. 0-8. Alright. Yeah, this normally goes very similar to this. They beat the Jets, which is ironic because that was actually the first team they beat after not winning for so long. Lose to the Ravens. Shedeur. Buddy, I'm trying to keep you here in Cleveland, okay? I'm trying to make sure you're a Brownie for life. But, making it really challenging to suggest that a team should keep you in Cleveland. Because right now, you're not making it a reason why you should be in Cleveland. All right, 3-14. Probably ended better than I thought it was going to end. 27 touchdowns, 24 interceptions, 3,500 yards. Yeah, they did it. He completed the season, which, for better or for worse, that is definitely something he did. And we're just going to skip right to the Super Bowl and skip right to the next season because we're going to have a lot of seasons in this video, so let's just see what ends up happening here. It's going to be Eagles versus Bills, which Eagles end up losing to the Bills. Dorian Williams ends up being MVP. Nice. Shamar Stewart for the Bengals is Rookie of the Year. Oh, that's painful. That's painful because if you guys do not know, Shamar Stewart has not signed a contract yet. And there is a lot of drama with him. So, as a Bengals fan, that is very painful. The whole situation. So let's skip through the draft. Hopefully they draft someone that helps out Shedeur Sanders. Please don't draft a quarterback. I understand why you would draft a quarterback. They did not draft a single corner. They drafted every position pretty much but corner. So that might be a good thing, Might be able to actually rock and roll here and not have to worry about Shedeur getting replaced. But, I mean, they have him on a 4-year contract, so Let's see a just lineup going into the season. Shedeur is a 76 overall. Okay. I mean, team-wise, we're still rocking and rolling. Swissenheimer, whatever his name is still the starter there. Mason Graham's out starting D tackle. All right, so they actually did draft a cornerback, Patterson, who's like a 77 overall. So maybe he's gonna become something, and maybe Shedeur Sanders could do something. Oh, 1-0, bruh. What am I seeing? Shedeur Sanders is gonna be the guy. Come on. I kind of want him to be successful just so this video is a little bit more interesting. Because I'm hoping this is not just Shedeur Sanders sucks. I mean, don't be wrong, the Shedeur Sanders haters would appreciate that outcome, but we're trying to have some happiness here, okay? We're not trying to just have Shedeur Sanders sucks, but 9-8. 9-8, and they missed the playoffs. That's interesting. All right. 9-8, and they missed the playoffs, but Shedeur Sanders has a really good sophomore season. I mean, that's a pretty good stat line for a sophomore season there. They also got Christian Kirk. Don't know when that happened. I mean, 16th offense? Okay. What are they defensively? 15th? That's not bad. That's like low-key if you have a sophomore quarterback and he puts up those numbers, you're pretty happy. Shout out to Shedeur Sanders. I was actually expecting this video to go a lot worse than that, but okay. So Derrick Henry wins MVP. And now we're getting into the next season, next off-season. Shedeur so far, if he could get better and better every year, this could actually be a really good, situation. Again, a lot better than I expected. All right. Let's just see how this goes. Who do they take? They did not take a quarterback again. Okay, and also the portraits are kind of messed up for these newer players, so don't ask questions about that. All right. Let's get into the regular season. I mean, I'm just saying, so far, so good. So far, I feel very confident about this situation. I had a very negative thought going into this video. Shedeur is a 79 overall. They also took a left tackle. Portraits are messed up now because we're now way in the future. But okay, the cornerback actually became a safety. So that's kind of cool. They moved the corner to safety. Let's just see how Shedeur's third season goes. Hopefully a lot better than his previous seasons. Because so far right now, he's on the trajectory to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Yes, he started off bad, but let's be honest, the Brownies aren't a team where you really expect them to do too crazy. But so far, he's actually been on trajectory to be a pretty decent quarterback. So, he went 6-11. Okay. Well, that's the opposite. I mean, still a really great season, actually. A lot better than his rookie season. Jerome Ford, Christian Kirk. Okay. Let's see. Myles Garrett, 8 sacks. Denzel Ward, 31st offense. Yep, that's going to be the problem. All right, so yet to find the playoffs yet. I mean, see, this is the thing about quarterbacks that's so difficult is at what point are they a bust? I guess, I don't know, I feel like people so quickly label quarterbacks bust, so it's you don't make the playoffs in 3 years, you're going to get caught a bust by somebody. At some point, if you don't make the playoffs in 3 years, you're going to get caught a bust. But I think so far, even with the lack of playoffs, he's better than I expected. All right. They draft a quarterback. They did not draft a quarter still. I really expected them to just draft a quarterback right away. If I'm being honest, I expected a quarterback right away type scenario. Like, I'm actually surprised we are this far into the video and there's no quarterback selected by the Brownies. But, hey, Brownies are keeping to the fact that they want Shedeur Sanders. 80 overall, Shedeur Sanders. All right, Shedeur, you got to be that guy, baby. You got to be that guy. Whatever that means, you got to be that guy. Let's just hopefully figure this one out. Because so far, he hasn't been as bad as I thought he was going to be. All right, come on, man. Let's just have a playoff season. I just want one playoff run this video. I don't know what to expect from that, but I just want one playoff run. And 7-10. 7-10, and again, a pretty decent season. Ever since his rookie season, he's been pretty decent. So, a bust, 29th offense. This is what they always hit, though. 29th offense and 10th ranked defense. That's like the typical Browns meta right there. Like, it's mid. And it's mid. Alright, come on. Super Bowl Falcons, Ravens. We're really far down on this list here of crazy things happening. Ravens lose. Is that the... No, the Ravens won the Super Bowl one time in this video, and then they lost another one, so... Actually, it would be their first loss in franchise history, ironically enough. So, start draft, sim draft. All right. And let's see how this goes. And it's going to be quarterback or no? They took a quarterback with the 9th overall pick. Shedeur, I hate to say it, buddy, but Cleveland might have spoken. Cleveland might have spoken, man. Feel bad. After all this, Cleveland just might be giving up on you. But that doesn't mean we're giving up on you, Shedeur. Because as long as we can, we're going to keep you. That quarterback's a 74 hidden potential, bro. When you're a 74 hidden potential, oh, that is difficult not to keep. Or not to start as quarterback. 74 hidden potential. All right, well, you know what the point of this video is? Shedeur Sanders to be great. And I'm pretty sure Shedeur Sanders is going to end up as a career backup. There is no situation here. This is going to be a career backup situation for Shedeur Sanders. So, oh, man. He went 13-4. I mean, talk about lighting a fire under your butt. Okay. Well, it looks like they did start the rookie for like one game or something, maybe. Maybe not one game, but like a series or two. That is insane. Also, wow. 16th ranked offense. Okay. 9th ranked defense. That is very promising. Brownies get a first round bye. Is this his 4th year or 3rd year? I feel like this is, I think this is his last year of his contract. So this might be a situation where he loses in the first round. Shedeur. Buddy. That's not what you want to do. Alright, well. Yeah. 13-4. I don't know where Shedeur is going to end up here. I'm not working on the re-signing. I'm letting that be handled by itself. I hope they re-sign him, but I'm not working on that myself here. I'm just letting that kind of run. All right, let's see what the Brownies do. Are they gonna? Still only took one quarterback in like 4 or 5 years, which that's crazy to be honest. Really expected them to do more. All right, let's go and skip through this little bad boy. Where is Shedeur? Is he still on the team? He is still their starting quarterback. So did they sign him to a new deal? Also, what's going on with the center? Now, don't ask questions why his picture here is like messed up. Don't ask questions about that. Anyway, so this is his 5th season, which I don't know if they picked up 5th-year option or not. They might have picked up the 5th-year option, or they just signed him to a new deal. Wait, no, there's no. What am I talking about? There's no 5th-year option. He's a 5th-round pick. I was thinking he was a 1st-round pick for some reason. No, there's no 5th-year option. So that means they signed him. They signed him to a 2-year, $3.75 million deal. So they gave him a 2-year deal. Okay. So they're trying to keep him. Like, they're trying to make this work. Which I kind of do respect, because at 13-4 season, any 1st-round bye, you kind of got to give the guy his credit. Like, maybe he could be something. But, so far, interesting. Alright, come on. Let's just make this work. I don't even know what that means, but let's just make this work. Alright. 7-10. 7-10. Shedeur. He doesn't have bad seasons, but they have no run game. That's like their biggest issue here is they have no run game. So even having a pretty good, team, when you have no run game, you really can't go that far. All right. Let's just hope the Texans beat the Giants. All right, so CJ Stroud's winning a Super Bowl. That's interesting. All right, come on, Brownies. It's one of those situations where I expected them to give up on him by now. So the fact they haven't actually kind of surprises me. I'll be honest with you. I really expected this to be we gave up on Shedeur after like 1 season type aspect. But they aren't. They're keeping Shedeur Sanders' hope alive, which we can all agree is probably best for the video. So, come on, Shedeur. I'm about to just skip through seasons, but I don't want to. I kind of want to see. Okay, so I didn't make sure he was a starter here. At this point, I'm going to assume he's a starter, but at some point, they got to start making him the backup, right? At some point, you got to just give up on the aspect of Shedeur Sanders being a starter. But at what point? At what point is that giving up a realistic situation? 8-9. Shedeur is still the starter. He has like 29 touchdowns every year. Judkins actually had a takeoff season. So Judkins actually looked pretty good. All right. Listen. He's on a 2-year contract, and he's making no money. That's another thing I think that really helps, is when you have a quarterback making like no money or next to nothing, it makes you really more amped to keep them. Because you're like, listen, if this guy can have another 13-4 season when he's not costing us anything, You know, like, there's actual reasoning to keep him. Alright. Super Bowl was Bills lost to the Lions. So, in this video, apparently every single team that's never won a Super Bowl is winning a Super Bowl. Except for my Bengals. What's going on there, guys? So far, the Bengals have not done anything, and kind of get ticked about that. Alright, sim draft. I just can't believe we got a 13-4 season. I was expecting every single year to suck for Shedeur. Alright, come on. Next week, Shedeur. We're going right to the playoffs. I'm skipping right to the playoffs. If they don't make him the starter, I mean, at this point, I don't blame him. You know, he's like, what, 5-6 years in his career? Like, at some point, you know, you drafted a quarterback 9th overall, and they refuse to start that quarterback, which, again, like I said, I have everything auto, so I can't control who they start or who they don't start. I mean, I could technically, but I only wanted to do that for the very beginning of this video to make sure they started Shedeur, but at this point, like, if they want to put in Shedeur or not, I really could care less. All right. 9-8 and another missed playoff experience. He did have 39 touchdowns. It is so odd how desperate the Brownies are to just keep him at quarterback. You know, no matter what, just keep Shedeur Sanders. Which I respect because, like, again, bro, Shedeur Sanders. But, like, at some point you just say, all right, well, that's GG. We're going to move on to the next guy. Oh, man. All right. Titans, Lions. That's interesting. Season recap. Lions won the Super Bowl again. So back-to-back Super Bowl champions for the Lions. Is Shedeur Sanders still going to be... I think it's... Wait, does he have another contract? Or is his contract up? His contract might be up. Now I didn't think about it. Because he signed a 2-year deal, but I feel like that was 2 years ago at this point. I feel like Shedeur might be out the door. Shedeur is still the quarterback. He's 31 years old. Okay. Yep. I mean, talk about a career. Talk about a career. Definitely has gotten his money's worth in Cleveland. They did not kick him to the curb yet. Which I'm expecting any time now for them to just say, yep, we're done with you, buddy. Enjoy going somewhere else. But again, like I said, it's Cleveland. You know, that's the one place where you could probably get away with anything. Get away with murder. It's the Brownies. Alright, come on. Just... I sent them right to the Super Bowl. They went 7-10. They missed the playoffs. Again. Okay, at this point, they did actually put in Wayne Walton. So it looks like the Brownies kind of gave Wayne Walton a chance. So it wasn't just Shedeur. Which, after 8 years in the league, yeah, you're probably going to think about a different quarterback. Like, you can't just keep going Shedeur Sanders every year. But after 8 years, Shedeur Sanders is technically not the guy. All right. I don't know how much farther we're going to go. Because I honestly, at this point, I just think the Brownies are never going to give up on this guy. And they're just going to consistently have him as a starter. And he's going to consistently do nothing. Okay, no, I don't want to go into the draft, please. Skip past the draft. Yeah, I'm just going to keep simming to the Super Bowl. And see, not 10 years. We're going to keep simming to the Super Bowl and see what Shedeur Sanders does. Hopefully he does something eventually. Maybe playoff. I mean, he went 13-4. He just lost in the first round of the playoffs. which is probably not a good thing, but I don't know. So far, man, this has been quite the interesting situation. All right, let's see what we're here at this point. So, now 25 minutes into this video. Well, normally don't make videos that long, but I'm just more curious to see if they finally give up on the guy. 8-9. 8-9 record. And they benched him. Oh, they got rid of him. All right, Shedeur they got rid of Shedeur. And also, that's a new guy. That's not even the guy they drafted. They also got rid of the guy they drafted. Why did they get rid of the guy they drafted as well? Okay, I think Shedeur, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if Shedeur just retired. Like, there's like no point not to at this point. Okay, bro, where is Shedeur Sanders? Is he on a team? Like, we're like way in the future here. Jordan Love's still the quarterback. Bryce Young's still the quarterback there. It's kind of insane. Okay, he might be a free agent. He might be like a... See, if he was a free agent, though, someone would pick him up. Like, you would have like Kyle Shanahan or someone try to go after him. He's a Bengal. I hate this game so much. He's the starter for the Bengals. They got rid of Joe Burrow, and they have Shedeur Sanders. Oh, man. Why is this a thing? All right, retire, change characters. That's not what I wanted this video to go. That direction is not the direction I wanted. All right. They still have Jamar Chase. Bengals went 8-9 as well, which seems to be Shedeur Sanders' just, situation that he goes. What contract did he sign with the Bengals? Is my next question. Oh, man. Look at that. All that Cleveland. Really for nothing. Didn't really ever pan out. 1-year contract, so he's going to potentially be a free agent after this offseason. So, are we now in the Shedeur Sanders arc where he goes to different teams and tries to make a name for himself? And, like, every team just kind of takes him just to see if he could be the guy, and then he ends up not being the guy. I feel like we're now in that situation. All right. Skip forward. Is Shedeur still on the team? Well, no. He is not. He has left the team. Is he a free agent? He's a Brown again. You actually have to be kidding me. He's back on the Browns. The Browns said, after 1 year, we'll go back to you. Oh, my lordy, bro. Brownies, please. Stop with this crap. All right, how many years are we in at this point? I feel like we're in 20 years, but we're not. All right, Browns. Let's just see. See how this one goes. All right. Playoffs. I mean, I don't even know if he's going to be a starter. He might just be a backup here at this point. Might just be a backup quarterback. Oh, they made the playoffs. They went 10-7 and made the playoffs. He was the starter. He took the Browns to the playoffs for the first time in forever. Okay. Was he in the MVP race? No. I don't think he'll ever be in that race. All right. I'm actually more excited that he actually made the playoffs. He lost in the first round. Made the playoffs. You lost in the first round. All right. Boys, I'm kind of giving up on the Shedeur Sanders sweepstakes. It's not that I think he sucks. It's the fact that the Dolphins beat the Panthers by 45 points. I'm going to guess he signed a 1-year contract with Cleveland. I can't imagine he signed a multi-year deal with the Brownies. But who knows? There's the Brownies, and knowing them, they probably like, oh, maybe he could be it this time. Browns are the only NFL team that would somehow find a way to take you back. They're literally like the whole meme with like the ex-girlfriend and taking back their ex-boyfriend like 74 times. That's why Joe Flacco's still around. Is he still the quarterback? He is actually now considered the backup. Because Jeremy Lawrence is the starter. And he's also 11 years in the league and 34 years old. So if I have to assume, he is going to be now a career backup. But who knows? Maybe, just maybe, he's not going to be a career backup. And he's going to find a way to become a starter again. Maybe. All right. Let's just see. See if he actually is given a chance by the Brownies. He spent most of his career. I'd say, in fact, okay, 12-5, there's no way. He was the starter. 12-5, and he was the starter. So I guess he beat the other guy out, who was a better overall than him. He beat him out, and he is still the starter. We are living in crazy times, and he lost the first round of the playoffs again. He has lost the first round of the playoffs every single one. That is actually kind of crazy. Every single time he loses first round of the playoffs. 35 years old now. In Madden terms, I'm guessing he retires. He's had some good seasons. Hasn't done much with them. All right, now 35-year-old Shedeur Sanders, bro. At this point, just retire. Call it quits. You know, maybe go, I don't know, pick up a different hobby. Okay, let's just see is he still on the roster is my question. I feel like at this point you gotta just stop. Come on, no, there's no way. Oh, he's not on the roster anymore. All right, did he retire? Shedeur, he retired. He might have retired. Because even the Brownies didn't want him. Hold up. Nope, he's a free agent. He's a 35-year-old free agent. I don't think he's getting signed, boys. I don't think Shedeur Sanders is getting signed at 35 years old. Man. He's getting signed. We're giving him a 1-year contract. I'm giving him a 1-year contract just because. I don't think they're going to start him, though. I'm assuming they're going to have him as a backup, but still. Man. All right, let's just see how this gun goes. All right, come on, man. I'm not expecting much. But I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting much going into this. I'm surprised we're still here at this point. I expected him to be out of the league by 35. All right. 6-11. He's not the starter anymore. He's now the third string backup. I think that's pretty much his career, boys. He probably wasn't going to get picked up, to be honest. But in his career, with his weird portrait there, never won a playoff game. Always went one and done. Had a couple good seasons, but never panned out. See you guys next one. Peace out.